What up, campers? This is Jordan from Why We Work, and we make weekly videos about appreciating life in our hybrid travel trailer. And this week we've got a super exciting video. We're installing new golf cart batteries onto our rig so that we can do a lot more dry camping and not have to be hooked up to shore power, and give us a lot more flexibility in terms of where we want to go camp and see. So take a minute, subscribe to this channel, and we'll dive into this install. So the main reason we're doing this is because we are doubling our amp hours. We have one 12 volt, which is about 100 amp hours, and these two golf cart batteries, once we wire them together in series, are going to give us 232 amp hours. So we're more than doubling how much we'll be able to draw, and hopefully how long we'll be able to be out there on the road without totally destroying our batteries. And one of the reasons why we went with two 6 volts in series instead of just doing another 12 volt in parallel right next to it, it wouldn't totally double, well, I guess it would only double our amp hours, because we'd just be adding another 100 volt or 100 amps to the system. And the other thing is, we didn't want to go out and buy another 100 amp 12 volt, because I heard that you're not supposed to put two different aged batteries together. You want to both start out fresh or the same amount of being used or whatnot. And so since we had to buy two batteries anyway, I heard the 6 volts are actually better, because once they're wired in series, you have less of a chance of running them down below 50% and totally destroying them, which is the goal. Obviously, we want to keep them good and healthy so that we can camp as long as possible. But yeah, that's the real big reason. Supposedly the 6 volt batteries also last a lot longer if you take care of them, and we didn't get the AGM. We looked at them, but they were more than twice the price. The maintenance doesn't actually seem to be too difficult, and because they're just right here on the tongue of our trailer, we don't have any problems accessing them to do the maintenance and stuff like that. So we paid $130 for these each, and for $260 we basically got two 6 volts at half the cost of what we would have paid to do the AGM. So we're gonna give these a shot. They came highly recommended, and yeah, we're super excited. Alright, so the very first thing I think we need to do before installing these batteries is to unhook from the shore power here. So let's do that. Got to make sure we don't electrocute ourselves somewhere along the way. So if you guys know me at all, you'll know that I'm not particularly well known for my mechanical skills. I'm more of a reformed desk jockey trying to appreciate life. But I think the first step after unhooking the shore power is going to be taking out the old battery. And so we're going to disconnect the negative first, and then disconnect the positive, pull the battery out, and then take off this old battery box, and then we'll move on to the install. So fingers crossed we're going to get this done without killing ourselves, and we'll see how it goes. All right, we did it and we're still alive, so that was pretty easy. Now we can dive into the install of the two. So the batteries that we ended up going with for this is the 232 amp hour American or US battery. So these were the ones that were actually recommended even over the Trojans at the battery shop that we went to down in San Diego. So what we're gonna do is put them in their shiny new battery boxes, which we got off Amazon.com, and I'll put a link in the description for those. I think they were like $8 or $9, something like that. I probably could have tried to squeeze them into the 12-volt battery box, but at that price I figured let's just start fresh and do it right. One of the ones we were considering was the Trojan. I know everybody on the groups swears by the Trojan, but the guy at the battery store said the US battery is hands down the best golf cart battery around. He says all the golf courses around here won't even buy Trojans anymore, and they only do US battery. And the same with Rob, the guy in Paso Robles who does all the custom golf carts. So we went with those, and we hear they're really good. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop them into these new battery boxes, take them over to their new home on the tongue of the trailer, and then we'll wire them together in series to make it one big giant 12-volt battery. And then from there we will reconnect our RV power, and hopefully that should be it, and we'll have more than doubled our power. Alright, so we're going to make this left side the positive side. Oh, and it fits. Can I get a hallelujah? This one is going to be the negative. So we'll put this. Oh, like a glove. Perfect. Alright, so come on in here. We'll show you how we wire these things in series. So this is the positive post of one and the negative of the other. So we're gonna do positive to negative on this side. And that is how you basically turn two batteries, two 6-volt batteries, into one giant 12-volt battery with 232 amp hours. So we will be in serious business from here. Definitely a little wider of a battery box, but we should be able to get the lids on still. So far we haven't electrocuted ourselves, knock on wood. The other thing they said is to always make sure you take the negative lead off first, and you put the negative lead back on last after you install the batteries. So what we'll do next is jump over and wire up the positive. We had to take a tiny little break because we didn't get the post nuts with our new batteries. So I had to run down to the battery shop here in town. The guys are super cool. Alright, so now they're wired in series. Now all we need to do is to hook up our positive lead here. And actually, I'm going to need to separate this, because before both these leads we're just going on to one single battery. We're going to need a little bit more play to be able to bring our negative over to the other side. There we go. Now, again, to get this guy in series, we'll go, it's already in series, but now we'll do the positive right on there, and that also has our hitch jack wired directly in to the battery. Now the negative
We're gonna pull clear through to the other side, and we should be in business. Oh, and look at that. No further modifications needed. I think we now have an RV with two 6-volt batteries and 232 amp hours, about 130% increase in our storage capacity, that we are now off to the races. So let's put the tops on. It's a done deal.
Are you gonna test it?
We're gonna test it in a second. I'm gonna put these new straps on real quick. Make sure these things don't come flying off on the road. They gave us some screws, but our last battery box wasn't screwed down, so I don't see any reason to do it, but I may be making a video later on regretting this. So stay tuned. And just like that, we've got some way more amps than we had before, and we got our first boondocking trip coming up in a week, so we're just in time. Let's go inside and check the batteries and make sure that it's charging, or that it's working. All right, so this is the moment of truth. Let's see. 2/3 battery. Lights are on with no shore power. Woot woot! Yeah, so that's a wrap for the install. We swapped out one 12-volt 100 amp battery for two 6-volt 232 amp batteries wired in series, and it works and everything. And yeah, we were super excited to do this install because we want to start doing a lot more boondocking. The RV parks are definitely nice for the kids and having friends to play with and all that good stuff, but we're really looking forward to getting out in nature and being out on our own and doing our own thing, bringing the dogs and having a blast. So if you like this video, make sure to give us a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next adventure.